I found her room 3 days after she disappeared. 27 Labubu dolls staring at me from every corner, and one empty space on the shelf where the 28th should have been. My name is Mark, and I need to tell you about my sister Emma. Not because I want to, God, my hands are shaking just typing this, but because someone needs to understand what happened before it happens to someone else's sister, someone else's daughter, someone you love. It started 6 months ago when Emma moved into apartment 4B. She was 24, quiet, always polite, the kind of person who'd apologize for breathing too loud. She was my little sister, and I should have protected her. But I didn't even see her drowning until it was too late. Emma worked night shifts at Memorial Hospital as a medical transcriptionist. She'd come home exhausted, heat up instant ramen, and disappear behind her door. We lived in the same apartment, but I didn't really know her anymore. When did that happen? When did my baby sister become a stranger? Then one evening, I saw something different through her half-open door. A small pink doll on her desk, its oversized eyes reflecting the lamplight. "That's cute," I said, stopping. Emma looked up, and for the first time in months, maybe years, I saw her smile. A real smile that reached her eyes and made her look like the little girl who used to braid flowers into her hair. "Her name is Lucy," she whispered, holding the doll like it was the most precious thing in the world. Spring Cherry Blossom Edition. Limited to 5,000 pieces. I saved for 2 months to get her. Her voice was so soft, so full of love, like she'd found something that made her feel alive again. I smiled back and kept walking. I thought it was beautiful. My sad, lonely sister finally finding something that made her happy. I was so wrong. 2 weeks later, there were 5 dolls. A month after that, 12, each one positioned perfectly, like a shrine. Emma knew everything about them, their stories, their origins, their value. "This one is Winter Dreams," she'd say, her eyes lighting up in a way they never did when she talked to me. Released exclusively in Japan. Only 3,000 made. I had to use 3 different shipping forwarders, and it took 6 weeks, but she's finally home. Home. She called it home. As if these plastic dolls belonged somewhere, when my own sister didn't feel like she belonged anywhere. The packages started coming, every single day, sometimes twice. Emma would run to the door before the delivery guy could even knock, like she had a 6th sense. And her face, oh God, her face when she opened those boxes, pure, childlike joy. The kind of happiness I hadn't seen since we were kids, before life taught her she wasn't good enough. She was so happy. How could I tell her to stop when it was the only thing that made her smile? But I should have. I should have seen what I was too afraid to admit, that Emma wasn't collecting dolls. She was collecting reasons to wake up tomorrow, and that terrified me. By month 3, every penny Emma earned went to those dolls. Every single penny. I know because one night I heard her voice through the wall, shaking and desperate. "Please, I'm begging you. Increase my credit limit. There's an auction tonight, Moonlight Fairy Edition. Only 500 in the world. If I don't get her, Her voice broke into sobs. "Please. I need this. I need this." I stood frozen outside her door, listening to my baby sister beg a stranger on the phone for permission to hurt herself more. And I did nothing. Her room transformed into something that scared me. Custom shelves covering every wall, LED lights that made the dolls glow like angels. Temperature-controlled cases. A humidity monitor. She was protecting them better than she protected herself. I tried talking to her. Just once. My voice was gentle, careful. "Emma, don't you think maybe you're spending too much?" She turned to look at me, and I swear I didn't recognize the person staring back. Her eyes were empty, like someone had reached inside and scooped out everything that made her Emma. "You don't understand, Mark," she whispered, and her voice sounded like breaking glass. "They need me. I'm their guardian. And they need me too. Nobody else does. Not you, not Mom, not Dad, but they do. They need me." That night, I pressed my ear against the wall between our rooms. I heard Emma talking, having full conversations, asking questions and waiting for answers that never came, laughing at jokes nobody told. She was alone in there, talking to plastic dolls like they were her family. I should have kicked down that door, should have held her while she fell apart, should have called our parents right then and told them their daughter was disappearing. But I was scared. Scared of making it worse. Scared of losing her completely if I pushed too hard. So I let her slip away. And that choice haunts every moment of my life. Emma stopped going to work. Just stopped. They called, left messages, threatened to fire her. She didn't care. "I don't need that job anymore," she said, staring at her dolls with this dreamy expression. "I have more important work now." She started living online, 20 hours a day on forums, Discord servers, Facebook groups, talking to strangers who only knew her as a username and a collection number. Her sleep schedule vanished. I'd wake up at 3 a.m. to get water and see her light still on, hear frantic typing, sometimes crying. But when I'd knock and ask if she was okay, she'd say yes in this hollow voice that meant no. One evening, I came home from work and the apartment was completely dark. I called her name. No answer. I found her sitting on the floor of her room in pitch blackness, just staring at the shelves where her dolls glowed like tiny ghosts. "Emma?" She didn't move, didn't blink. She looked like a corpse. "Emma, please, you're scaring me." Finally, she turned her head, and I barely recognized her. She'd lost so much weight her cheekbones looked sharp enough to cut. Her skin was gray. The circles under her eyes looked like bruises. "Do you ever feel invisible, Mark?" Her voice was so quiet I almost didn't hear it. I felt my heart crack. Like you could just disappear and the world wouldn't even pause. Like you're so forgettable that you could vanish and nobody would think to look for you? I knelt beside her, tears burning my eyes. "Emma, that's not true. I would look for you. I would tear this city apart." She laughed, but it was the sound of something dying. "I haven't talked to Mom and Dad in 2 years, Mark. 2 years. They called on my last year and I let it go to voicemail. Do you know why?" Her voice cracked. "Because I had nothing to tell them. No partner. No career. No friends. No life worth mentioning. What was I supposed to say? 'Hi, Mom. Your daughter is still nobody. Still nothing. Still the girl you forgot about because she wasn't special enough to remember.' Emma, before these," she gestured at the dolls with a trembling hand, "I had nothing. I was invisible. But them? They see me. They need me. They don't judge me for being worthless. They just stay, even when everyone else leaves." A tear rolled down her cheek. I reached for her, but she pulled away like my touch burned. "I'm fine," she whispered. "For the first time in my life, I'm finally fine." I should have known. Those are the last words people say before they destroy themselves completely. But I just nodded and walked away. I left my baby sister sitting in the dark, talking to dolls because real people had failed her so badly she forgot how to trust them. I left her, and I will never forgive myself. Then came the announcement that ended everything. Pop Mart released news about the ultimate collectible. The Celestial Guardian, hand-painted by the original artist, adorned with real Swarovski crystals. Only one in existence. Charity auction. Starting bid, $50,000. When Emma saw it, something inside her shattered. Or maybe it had been breaking for months and this was just the final crack. "It's the missing piece," she told me, and her eyes had this fever-bright madness in them. "The one that will complete the collection. The crown jewel. Once I have it, everything will make sense. I'll finally be enough." She couldn't even say it. Couldn't say the word worthy, because she didn't believe she ever could be. She sold everything. Her bed, started sleeping on bare floor, her laptop, her clothes down to 3 outfits. And then she sold our grandmother's pearl necklace, the one Grandma gave her the day before she died, the one Emma wore to the funeral, the one thing she treasured more than anything in this world. I found the listing online. She'd sold it for $200. It was worth over $3,000. When I confronted her, she exploded. My quiet, polite sister started screaming. "You don't understand!" she shrieked, and I saw actual madness in her eyes. "This is my one chance to have something perfect, to be something. What do you want me to do, Mark? Just accept being nobody forever? Just accept that I'm invisible, forgettable, worthless?" She was sobbing so hard she could barely breathe, makeup running down her face like black tears, hands shaking violently. "Emma, please," my voice broke. "It's just a doll. It's just plastic. It can't make you—" "Get out!" she screamed, and the sound was so full of pain it felt like being stabbed. "Get out! Get out! Get out! You don't love me. Nobody loves me. At least the dolls don't pretend." I left. I walked out of that room, and I didn't go back. Not even when I heard her sobbing through the wall all night. Not even when the sobs turned into this awful animal howling that didn't sound human anymore.